The Crypto Markets Update is brought to you by KuCoin, the best place to find the next crypto gem.
So joining us now to discuss the crypto markets is Edward Moya. He's Senior Market Analyst of the Americas at Forex trader and broker OANDA. Welcome back, Edward.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here. So, of course, we saw this jobs report come out. It's a little bit better than expected, and the markets are selling off. On the theory, it seems that the Fed might stay aggressive a little bit longer. Yet it doesn't look quite that way in the bond market. It looks as if as if bond traders at least think the Fed will still raise rates, but not as aggressively as before. How do we interpret this in the crypto markets? How do we interpret the latest jobs report in that context?
Well, I think crypto traders, they need to pay close attention to this report because it really will impact the broad direction for risky assets. And right now, the Fed it's the main event. It's driving, where people are putting their money, where they're going defensive, or if they're expecting to have some, tactical trades for bullish upside here for risky assets over the first quarter. And right now, this market is seeing a labor strength that is not really going away. Before this report, the expectation was that we were going to get that 50-point rate increase later this month, and that February we're going to hopefully see just a 25 basis point increase. Now it seems that it's a coin flip whether it's going to be another 50 in February. So it seems like there could still be a lot more tightening, and that would be rather it would put some downward pressure on risky assets, especially crypto, over the next quarter.
You also say that there are concerns over Tether Loans. So as we think about this crypto contagion, could the next big risk for the cryptoverse be Tether? Maybe you could explain.
Well, right now, and I think there was some reporting by the Wall Street Journal, and Tether has responded back that we have to be careful about their exposure to loans. And I think right now the whole Wall Street is really just trying to find out, are there going to be any potential liquidity crunches over these next few weeks for crypto? Right now, we've seen some exhaustion in the selling. It just seems that, the FTX story has been covered. There is going to be, more people that come out and kind of disclose that they've lost money there, and you're going to see that this is really going to be troubling for, I think, some further investment into the space, at least until we have better regulatory guidelines and we see more due diligence in looking at people's books. So I think there's a lot more concern on the regulatory path right now. So people are just waiting to see what's the next fallout in crypto.
Although with Tether, to be sure, I mean, we've heard this for many years, that there have been problems or issues about whether or not they're fully backed one-to-one. And it's almost blatant that they're not, yet they still maintain their peg because they've been able to meet the redemptions that they have had. Does that nonetheless, the question that keeps getting posed to me at least is our concerns about Tether continuously overblown, or is it really now is the time that, given the collapse of FTX and Luna, et cetera, that the market might pay more attention to Tether and question it more, give it more scrutiny than it did, let's say, 2 or 3 years ago when prices were flying high?
I think the regulation is going to become very, severe here. So I think, making sure your assets are backed one-to-one, that is probably going to be the path that happens. So I think, Tether is going to really need to make sure that they're fully capitalized here and they don't have unnecessary risks on their books. So I think this, FTX Fallout has given companies a quick urgency here to clean up shop right now, and I think that you'll see that we're still waiting to see the proper powers be given to the right government bodies to regulate this space. So that's going to take time. So, but I think the scrutiny is going to be there's a bullseye on Tether right now. So they're going to be closely watched. So we'll see if there are any runs on that one.
All right, so amid this uncertainty, when we're taking a look at Bitcoin right now, where do you see Bitcoin headed? We have a weekly chart over the past 4 years. Are you seeing a trend here?
Well, right now, I think this is a moment where you're not seeing a whole lot of new investment come in. I've been talking to countless traders, and it seems that a lot of them they might have had their money at FTX, they might have had it at Voyager. They're kind of um, demotivated to get back in. There's still, I think, a lot of fears that if we do have another major crypto company or exchange or stable coin at risk, you could see further downside. So a lot of investors right now are just waiting. I think the long-term case is, bullish case is still there. There's still a tremendous upside potential. I think you're still going to see, the next wave of innovation probably come from here. So there's, I think, undoubtedly a lot of people that want to maintain some crypto exposure. They're just not aggressively piling on positions right now. So I think it's going to be a very choppy period, and traders are going to wait to see if we see a retest of the recent lows, and if they break, that might be when they identify, okay, this is just too heavily discounted, and now's the time to get in.